45 years.
So it looks like we're live, I think, Randy.
All right. So like I had indicated, Mona, I'll let the rest of you know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump off of the video, but my microphone and my speakers will be on. That way I can make some notes and you're not looking at my forehead. All right.
Okay, then we'll start. We're ready to start the meeting then? Good to go.
ahead.
Okay, so the first item was presentations, which at this point we don't have any. But moving on to discussion items, 2.1 is communications. And I didn't know, is that you, Mona, or I wasn't sure who does the communications?
Actually, today we're blessed to have Scott LaMantia from the Access Barrie. He's going to be our contact for the duration of Communities in Bloom this year, and he is from, he's going to provide us with an update on all the initiatives on behalf of the Communications Department.
Oh, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you.
everybody.
Hi, Scott.
Hi. Yeah, so glad to be here. Melanie, her team, Rumley, has been working hard on a lot of the project. So I'm just helping out now, taking over. She's been pulled off on a few other projects, so I'm trying to pick up where she left off and provide you an update on all the great work that she's done. So I guess a few of the things that have been completed, you'll see coming up in this week in Barrie, which is in the Barrie Advance every Thursday. Next week, you'll see an ad about promoting the Communities in Bloom. So that'll start running next Thursday, and we'll continue to run it in the paper as long as the campaign is going on for. The web has been updated, barrie.ca/communities in bloom. You can find all the information there now. So anybody who's looking for information about how to submit their photos of their beautiful gardens can see everything live there now.
Okay.
We're also running radio ads. So encouraging people to take some pictures of their gardens and submit them to Picture Barrie, and we'll share them on our social media channels. And there's also been lots of social media that's been happening as well. So that's taken place. And then upcoming, we'll have an e-digest that will go out in June. There's a media release that's planned. And Mel mentioned to me that there's potentially work on a short video, a short cartoon video to promote the great work that you guys have been doing as well. So those are the things that we've got on our plan here. And one other thing that she mentioned was the profile document, which used to be the booklet that we did every year, which is now becoming sort of an online piece. We're starting work on that by contacting the different departments that contribute to that book each year, and trying to update it for the 2021. All the great work that the staff have done throughout the last year, yeah, we'll make sure that's updated by the end of June.
Yeah, very good. Okay, end of June. Okay, does anybody have any comments or ask questions for Scott?
No, that's fantastic. I mean, it was only a month ago and we started brainstorming, and so you've come back with some pretty brilliant pieces. Thanks for all of that, and I think it's great. So with that too, I'll watch for the media piece, and then as they come out, I'm not sure what you want to do. We talked about distribution messages, but it looks like we can pull and push those resources through different networks, like the Barrie Urban Gardeners, Barrie Families Unite, respective networks. I'll share them with members of council and other committees to encourage them to post on their sites. From there too, do we just approach this in a fluid manner around, do you want me to email the group when I go to the links and I post it, and then I can send you an email of where I've posted as an example, and then you might have an idea of where to find it or where it's gone, and we can then look at where else we can do it. I'll share it with Rotary, the Chamber, and see if we can tap into our local businesses around also encouraging them to register. So is, Scott, part of that, when you referenced, the sharing of photos, I'm assuming that's all in one location around also how to register your garden and to plant yellow and just some of those key pieces? Okay.
Yeah, all on berry.ca/communities in bloom. And if there's something you need from us, like if you needed a graphic or something that would be helpful for you to share with those organizations, let us know and we can help you out with that.
If I may, Carl, Scott, that could be great if there's anything from almost like a media kit. If there's a format of that logo that we could use for the Facebook banners, the Twitter, and the Instagram, then maybe we can offer that to our networks to pick up. Sometimes I know
Absolutely.
the visual gets cut off depending on how you're using it and which social media platform, but that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. We can do that.
Okay.
Mona, do you know, is anybody going to phone like the members from last year or the year before? Like we,
Okay, so, yes, actually, that's all been done. We completed
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Yeah, I had a nice phone call from someone from the city.
Okay.
Are there also signs that are going on lawns? I wasn't sure if they were assets that those that are registered receive. In past years, I know I received a t-shirt. I know this year is quite different than the others, but I didn't know if there was other advertising or marketing that comes along with registering your garden that we should be looking for in our community, and kind of taking some snapshots and also helping to kind of point out where our Hope Gardens are and where our participants are.
Totally. It's a good idea, the signs. Mona, do you know where signs are at? Have we landed on something to do signs there?
I know, we had discussed it before about whether or not there was a budget that we could cover signage, and that was a brief conversation with Mel at the time. So we need to maybe just backtrack and refocus on that because there is a bit of a budget enough to cover the signage.
That'd be great. We can talk about that then after this meeting. Maybe next week, early next week, we can talk about getting signs created, because that's be great. People would be proud to show off the signs in their lawns. It's always a nice feature.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
people
Appreciate
really
that.
like it. Yeah.
For sure.
And Carl, I had another question. Can I jump in again?
Sure.
On communication, Scott, we talked last month, everyone, about maybe a hashtag, or what would be the linkage that we would use on all social media so we could find anyone that posted, and that could help, I think, on the reporting with judges about what's happened and showing a virtual kind of 360 around where across our wards and city we're seeing this. Is
Yep.
there a hashtag developed, Scott, in that communications piece?
I don't believe there is at this point, but I will take it back to our team. We have a great social media expert on our team, and I'll consult them to make sure that we get a great hashtag, and that'll be part of the package that I share with you that you can share out to your groups.
That's great. Thank you.
For sure.
So Scott, you would be in contact with Mona to set all that up?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Okay, and just one last thing there, Scott, when I was writing my notes here, you had berry.ca. What was the contact link for all of this?
berry.ca/communities in bloom.
Oh, community room. Okay. Okay. Was there any other comments or questions with regards to the communications aspect?
I guess my only other question would be, and I don't want to put any hard demands on staff, when individuals register for their gardens, are they providing postal codes, or at least is there a way we can map to say, here's a topical view, or here's a interactive map without, disclosing personal information, but to kind of say, there's a flower on a map, and we can see how Olive Berry is participating in some way. So I didn't know if we could show the degree in which this program has been adopted by residents and businesses, or even if there's an encouragement to say, hey, I live in this neighborhood. I can go on the map and I can see there's 10 registered gardens, bike right away, and maybe I'll take a tour and go see if I can see signage on the lawn or notice anything there. And might just be a different way people are being active through the summer, but also appreciating where these garden participants exist in your neighborhoods.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good idea. Because I think right now we're just asking people to submit photos through the Pictureberry, which is great. And we're sharing those photos. I don't believe we're asking for locations, but we could look at, and I don't want to make any guarantees, but I will take it back to the team and see what's possible. But, maybe working with our GIS team to create some sort of map of where you can find all the beautiful gardens, all the people that want to show off their gardens, similar to I think what we've done with Christmas lights in the past, where people want to show off their displays. So I'll take the idea back and we can look into it for sure.
Thanks. Because another
Yeah.
pollinator conversation is a good educational piece too, where people are thinking differently about boulevard gardens and
Yeah,
with the Communities in Bloom conversation, and are noticing that approach and are asking, I'm seeing a lot of questions about how to register boulevard gardens and then to register them for the Communities in Bloom.
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm just thinking in terms of the tracking aspect, is there any privacy concerns?
I would have to look into that. Yeah,
People would
that'd be
know
part
more
of
than
it.
I would. I have no idea,
It would be something that we'd have to ask people voluntarily to provide if they would like to show off their garden to the public. So yeah, I'll take a look into all that.
Okay, yeah, Monica, so in the past, when we put up the signs and stuff, I can't remember if they signed off on anything like that or not with regards to privacy as to, if people could come by, just take a quick look at their garden, that kind of.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead. What we did is we had the privacy thing on, a sticker in that put on the back of the registration, the hard copy form.
Right.
And I think it would have been on the website as well. So they were fully aware, that we would, keep the photos, et cetera, and that there when they would come in as long as, if they wanted to. And then there was definitely that privacy factor in that there little notation on the back of the actual
Right.
participation points. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, like I don't mind people looking in my backyard over the fence and stuff, but
Usually I'm
Just
thinking,
kidding.
you happen upon it sometimes when you're on a walk with the dog and you notice the front yard gardens, you're like, oh, I
Yes.
never knew. And it's formally
Yeah.
registered. And then it creates these really great questions about how do I participate and stopping and actually kind of taking it in.
Yeah.
So,
For
Yeah.
sure.
yeah.
okay.
I had one more jump question, but it might be, it might swing into a different conversation, but does the communication piece fit into anything that we talked about? I think it was around if there would be registration at a Barrie Farmers Market, depending on lockdown, and if we would be giving a flower or not, if we had that type of supply, but it would be around, is there anything that we are doing incorporated with the Barrie Farmers Market and inviting individuals to register with hard copy, or is it all online?
I did talk to Mel about this. I think there is the concern of right now with the health guidelines on what we can sort of do in that area. But as maybe things reopen, we can look at that as something that is a potential and brand something to give out to people to get them excited about Communities in Bloom. So I think we're kind of maybe waiting towards what happens with the provincial reopening, which there was an announcement today. So, looking forward to lower numbers in the summer. So hopefully we can do something like that. But yeah, it's definitely a good idea. Great to reach those people.
I'm just trying to see here, which notice that we got the other day that was July 23rd or something. We have to have our pictures in by.
Yes, that's a cutoff date just for
Cutoff
registering. Mhm.
Okay, now I couldn't remember, just looking at my notes here with regards to the judges themselves. I realize they're not coming,
Mhm.
but virtually, when was it again, Mona, that?
Actually, they will set up a date that's a mutually convenient date and that they're with the community. And so that hasn't been discussed yet because there's still it's early stages for them as well.
For sure.
So we're going to try and set that up within the next couple of weeks.
Right.
Bob Wilson that there was in contact with me. So it's I said if they could give us some dates and that would we can try and work in, then it'd be beneficial for the community as a whole. So
Right, okay. All right then. Okay, so the need my glasses on here. There's the next item. It's 2.2, 2021 Communities in Bloom program. Is that you, Mona?
sure. Scott,
You can
were
get
you
a-
able to join us? Are you able to stay with us, Scott, or did you need to leave?
I can stay. Yeah, I can stay.
Okay, cool. That's great. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem.
Good.
Appreciate
Um,
that.
What's that, sorry?
You appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate if Scott could stay, yeah. Although I know he's got 3 people waiting for him outside the door, apparently.
4 if you count my wife, and maybe 5 if you count the dog. So yeah.
Oh, geez.
You better
No
count your wife.
Yeah, we're-
Yeah.
Okay, Mona.
Okay, so we actually, we've, covered a lot of things in that there, that communications department that has come out with, which is, we're very thankful for. Some of them is that we are waiting to, a lot of the concerns in that for virtually is the participants in that being able to not having that technology in that there within their home. So they had requested, is there another way in that they could possibly participate? And so we encourage them to reach out to, to family members, neighbors, friends, and that to maybe help them along, because unfortunately we cannot go to pay a a personal visit this year.
Right. Yeah, I can appreciate part of that issue, that's for sure. We've got children who help us out for really simple things. So this is a challenge for us to take pictures too, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
And really, it was just the judges and that they're setting up that particular meeting and that with the judges and that, so there'd be one-on-one, and we would have them, I think, 2 judges for 1 hour. That they would be happy to address any questions and that from the committee and the communities too.
Right. Okay. All right. Was there any other items, Mona?
Councillor Kungl, do you have anything to add to that particular one there? I know that all those great ideas and that had been presented last meeting. Did you have anything else to add?
I guess I'll look to the committee to say, do you want me just to try and encourage them through Barrie Urban Gardeners and other social media Barrie sites and see what gets picked up, and just invite individuals to join in certain ways, and maybe that can be incorporated into communications formally and informally. So maybe we could show examples and use some media or social media to kind of say, hey, I'm participating by home today. I didn't have room to do a garden, but this is what I planted indoors, or this is how I'm sharing my art on the window with my kids, right? Like those examples that we saw through, those aspects around during the beginning part of COVID, when families participated in showing heroes and frontline healthcare heroes the love. And so we saw great pieces on lawns. For those too that might want to get creative, we also see the homemade flowers that are there with lovely sayings. And so maybe there's just different ideas we can ask different gardeners to come up with about, how do you spread the hope, and how are you growing hope in your garden? And asking individuals to register is one way, but also that this is for everyone. So participate in any way that you can and show us your ideas of how you can do that. So I can make an announcement Monday night if you want at council, or through the Mondays that revolve. So not this Monday, of course, because of the holiday, but the following Monday. And then I can point to the ad that will be in next Thursday's Barrie Advance, I believe it was, Scott, you mentioned. And then maybe I'll just get some stuff and I'll do a small clip or something, or see if other members want to do a clip. And then maybe we can do a little virtual invitation around options. So for instance, in some of our community gardens, we're having individuals actually take paint on a rock, and they're, painting a flower or sunflower. And so depending on the resources you have at hand, it's really just around how do you kind of make the gardens and the places in which you live kind of share the message in any way. Yeah. I think the one thing we wanted to be careful of was that we didn't just invite the community to draw on rocks in our parks and areas and start piling rocks. And so it didn't become an issue about that, but it was really you know, in your place of business, in your place of residence, what are you doing, you know, incorporating the color yellow where you can to, you know, to share an image, a plant, register your garden. The other piece too that we can do, and I've got some sunflower seeds, extra sunflower seeds that were donated, is put some in the seed boxes in our community gardens, or we could kind of say, you know, maybe there's a fun campaign piece that we can run to say the 100th person that registers a Berry Community Garden will get a little doorstop drop of a couple of seeds, or I'll pot a sunflower and I'll decorate, you know, a terracotta pot, and it'll be a, you know, surprise potting, a little bit of, you know, drive-by sunshine. We'll see.
Yeah.
So I think we can go in many different directions and see what catches on if you want to look at it informally.
I think that's a great idea. So
Yeah.
that's a little bit more homework for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I like those ideas. Thank you.
But I'll post it on Berry Families Unite and Berry Urban Gardeners at minimum next week when the ad's out, and I'll post the link to the ad, and then I'll ask individuals to share how they can be creative, because those are really the two groups that will likely be interested, in addition, of course, to our Berry Garden Club and all of our horticulturalists, but to see if they could leverage their networks and to share, you know, how they're participating in some way, and maybe it gives us a great idea that just organically moves.
Right.
I like
Sounds
that.
great.
Oh, sorry.
The chair recognizes her.
No, I was just wondering, are we going to have the opportunity here to feature the little people too, specifically, like what they're doing? Because, you know, a lot of them are having trouble.
Mhm.
If we could kind of highlight their efforts, that might be really nice too. I didn't know if we'd have that platform to move forward with. How do you think? Would that be able to be worked out? That's all.
Scott, did you want to comment on that?
Mm-hmm.
B,
I-
sorry.
Sorry, Scott, did you want to comment on the little bloomers?
Oh, well, I like the idea that Councillor Congo is bringing up, is sort of making it like a grassroots thing, right? I mean, we're going to share all of these wonderful things that, you know, whether they're the young kids or however you're making your garden happen, and it doesn't specifically, it could be like a craft, like kind of thing Councillor Congo was getting at. So if anybody, encouraging people to share with us, and we can share what they share, you know. So but I love that it's turning it into more of a grassroots, that, you know, it's hearing wonderful ideas, and we can transform Communities in Bloom for years to come, because this is new, making it virtual, but this could become sort of a new normal. And yeah, we could have a mix of online and in person in the future. So yeah, this is sort of a trial year and see what comes of it. So I like the ideas that Councillor Congo was talking about.
And with the little bloomers, they do get a kick out of like just decorating their toys up and putting a plant in the back of a little something and get a picture taken. And certainly the idea of painting the rocks and stuff would be something I think they would get into.
Yeah, I'm all for that and everything, but I'm just saying we featured them specifically. So are we going to have an opportunity to still do that? That they were a little separate group, you know, the judges came specifically, looked at what the kids were doing. So I didn't know if we're going to just, are we going to be able to feature them specifically, or is it just going to be everybody?
Well, we had discussed, you know, and continuing, because I certainly wanted the little bloomers and that to still be involved. And I know, speaking with Mel, is that we had said, you know, like they can do some artwork and put it in their window. They can maybe do something, maybe they can, you know, do something outside on their front step or something like that. You know, just to encourage them. They can plant, you know, say yellow marigolds, you know, in the pot and put it out there. And maybe mom and dad can maybe take a picture and forward that to us as well, so that we can share all those photos if they're comfortable with that. And yeah, we definitely want to keep the little bloomers project.
They would be featured, Mona, like, you know, there'd be maybe a little separate, when you're doing a presentation, you would say on behalf of our little bloomers still,
like
or
a separate category.
yeah,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm wondering if there's a hashtag too for those that are sending in virtual photos, where we could also use generically, but hashtag little bloomers, and it be a real call out encouragement, and it might help us to
something like
separate
that.
those
Yeah.
videos into a different slideshow.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
With parents being aware that the intention is you're using the hashtag little bloomers, we would like to use this with it at judging competition and on social media.
Right,
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's what I
For
was
sure.
getting at, yeah.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that they're sort of separate from the rest of the competition so that we sort of highlight. I hear what you're saying, and we can make
Yeah,
sure
they're the
that we do
next
that.
generation, right? You got
Mhm.
to start when they're little.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a
And-
little bloomer in one community garden, and so I can try and I'll do a call out too. We've sponsored a plot at Eastview, and we were going to use it as a pumpkin patch. So this is the idea generation I was going to throw it to the group, and then the pumpkins, I'm not sure if this is too late then because it's a July competition, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The other one we were going to look at a pollinators and then a seed bed, so we could actually help to support, our seed library and other pieces. But maybe we can also incorporate that to be an area where, this is a nice space where with social distancing and scheduling, can actually have the freedom to take your child into a garden plot, explore, dig up a potato, and maybe take a photo that you're in the Little Bloomers garden patch.
Mhm.
So we can designate a Little Bloomer garden patch.
Sure. You could even throw in some recipes, right? This is what we do with the carrot, right?
Yeah.
Take it another step.
Yeah. How to make your mom a salad and cut up wait
Yeah.
to put in a salad bag and
Yeah.
Yeah, they could forward, pictures, videos and that there of, the kids not planting, helping to plant
Yeah.
the beds.
That
And
would be great.
kids love to get their hands dirty, and it'd be, really something, nice to showcase to the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, certainly when we used to do Celebrate Berry, we're able to do the Celebrate Berry and stuff, the 90% of the kids couldn't wait to get their hands in the dirt. And then there was that 10% that, no, don't touch dirt, but,
We're good sports though.
oh, yes.
They wear gloves.
Yes, yeah. Okay. All right, so we move on then to, where am I here? To 2.3, the 2021 work plan. Now, we've discussed a lot of different things, so I'm not quite sure. This is at the point, I wasn't sure when this was put on. I didn't know, Mona, did you put the work plan on?
It was left over from the last time, and that I think, just some of the discussions that's taken place thus far, could be very much included into the actual work plan itself.
Right.
Mhm.
In terms of timing and stuff of things. Okay, so Scott, you had mentioned with regards to the Berry Advance thing, that's going to start in about a week's time.
That's correct.
Okay, good. And then Counselor, you were talking of doing a presentation or an announcement type of thing with the city council. Be the Monday after that.
yeah. So I always have the opportunity to kind of make an announcement at the end of general committee or council. So I'll keep this in the rotation, and maybe, I'm not sure if there's a target or a weekly update we can get about how many have registered, but it might be kind of a fun fact. And don't forget your Little Bloomers, and and maybe
Yeah.
if we can talk about how many are registered and how many more we've had, and I can throw up a visual of an idea, and just because it's interesting. There's a lot of people that watch council, and I didn't realize it, but I think it is a good ask.
Uh-oh.
So I'm glad they are, but I think it's wherever we can, I think, get the message out, and that's a great one. And it's kind of a good news piece. And then maybe I'll poke some media about how we can showcase this. They might be interested, I would think, but the last time I saw great media when there was kind of a number of homes at the beginning of COVID that decorated their windows. And so maybe we want to designate a week around show us how hope grows at your home. And, and then give us the addresses, and we can send that off to media. And last time they just did a drive-by and took photos of what they saw on lawns. And it gives that nice 360 of what's happening across neighborhoods and different ideas.
Yeah,
Right.
that's really good.
They're very supportive of the CIB program. They always have been, the media, especially, some of, Casey and Nicole.
Yeah.
They're very supportive of the program, and that there for several years. So I think that's a great idea to get them out, you know, even if they stand, you know, they can stand on the sidewalk and maybe they can talk to the little one that's, you know, that's potted up his little truck with, you know, with yellow marigolds or something yellow or whatever plant he decided to do. And then they can take a picture, maybe just chat with them, especially if they're old enough, like to, you know, say something, you know, on TV. I think that'd be cute too. And maybe they can mock your sunflower, you know, outfit and your bee. We haven't seen your bee outfit yet, but certainly the sunflower, you know, be cute. You know, just make it really cute. You know, I'm interested to see how is it Powtoon, Scott? Is that what it was?
That's,
What-
yeah, that's right. Powtoon.
I can't wait to see that.
Cartoon before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
really
keep it
cool.
handy. I keep it handy. So if anyone wants to be the sunflower, you can all take turns.
So you have to wear that at council when you make the announcement, right?
I
Is that what
will.
you do?
It's a little, I think it's a children's size. So either my
Okay.
head's really small.
I'll drive a red
It'll take me
car.
a
I'll
minute.
wear that.
It'll
I'll
take me a
drive
minute.
around in my red car with that on my head.
Well, and Carl, don't forget, I've got the yellow car getting waxed up for you. So if you're doing the neighborhood drive-bys, we've got the
Oh,
better
that-
yellow.
That'd be good.
I think that you and Mona should maybe do that. But Dorothy knows a lot of the little bloomers, having been a teacher for a number of years. So, oh, maybe she should be the one that goes around.
Why don't we all three go?
Yeah, we
She
should.
can wave. She can do the Queen's wave in the back.
Yeah,
I-
absolutely.
Is the car a standard? That would be a problem for some.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, it's an automatic?
Prefer a standard, but it's an automatic.
Oh, okay.
You're talking to a girl that learned how to drive on a tractor, so it's just natural for me.
Oh, well, yeah. Where did you say you were born and raised up?
Yeah, Norwich, yeah.
Oh,
But I also
Norwich.
have, I've got extra sunflowers I've started from seeds. So maybe to those that participate, if I've got enough, we can do the first 10 that, you know, showcase the house. We can do a drop off on a terracotta pot. They can paint it and there's a sunflower inside they can grow. So it might just make it easier and
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
something that kind of encourages and rewards that participation.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
certainly
that.
I'd have to check my day timer. I'm pretty full. I'm sure there'll be somebody available to drive. Okay, then.
Futures.
For futures, yes, yes. Okay, then. So referred items, we don't have anything, and report memo to committee, we don't have anything. So I don't know if anybody has any announcements or anything they would like to say before we adjourn.
Next meeting.
Only that there is a project I'm involved in a gardening area. I might have some media, I believe I have media interest. But for any of those opportunities, I was wondering about if we always tie it in, because it is a garden, I'm going to register with the Communities in Bloom. If that's something that there would be a spokesperson on behalf of Communities in Bloom that would want to be part of that. And we could get you into a large garden, putting in a sign and then talking a bit about how to register and what we're doing and how to participate. I'll put my bee costume on for that if someone is in this with me.
Carl, as the chair?
Oh,
Well, I think it's better though with a counselor. That would be it gets to the whole community.
Right.
Speaking. Dorothy, you would be good. You'd be a good one to be a speaker
Where?
with Anne Marie at the garden.
Mhm.
At the garden. Well, that's an option.
Yeah.
Do you want me just to, as it happens, if I can showcase different opportunities in different garden settings, send an email to the group, see who might be
Yeah.
free to join me. And
Yeah,
then
sure.
it might be a nice showcasing too of all the work that you've been doing for so many years. Like, this really is a lot of work and a beautiful part of our city, and you've really been leading the program. So if I can
Yeah,
help
it
you
might-
showcase, you know, what is the Community Blooms Committee, why you should be part of it, and the purpose of the work that we do, then I'd like to
Is
open
it-
those doors for you.
If we could do it, work it so that the whole committee would be there, even just
and
just standing in the
dates,
background waving or something, but
Yeah, if we know the dates, that would be.
if we had the dates, yeah, that would be good.
Okay. I'll get some stuff moving.
All right, that sounds good. Okay, well, other than, the next meeting will be, when's the next meeting now? This is May,
June.
so that it's the third Thursday,
Thursday.
1, 2, 3. So
17th?
The 17th?
Is that right? Typically, are we the third Thursday?
Yeah.
That's what I've been adding up here so far, yes.
So it looks like we're 17th
Okay,
of June.
17th of June.
Is there anything before that that we need to push or any date specifics? But it sounds like we know when the first city communication will go and we just start pushing it out, maximizing it through our networks. And
See what the
I'm happy,
executive-
I will be doing, I'll be trying to do a lot of that. So as I do it, I'll also send the committee a summary. So you can copy it or go and like it or share it. And it maybe is an easier way just to have a ripple effect.
Right. No, that sounds good. Be
Okay.
the Barrie Advance Public Communications there would be the sort of the green light to kick everything off, then good.
Yeah,
sure.
and then I think there's a good opportunity to get the group in the garden early June and maybe with some media. And Scott,
Yes.
does the city prefer to have a heads up or an awareness, or we can take that offline too, about how to keep communications updated when there are media opportunities, or run with it, or is there anything city-based that we should come to first?
If you want to let me know, and then we can talk about it and see how the best way to approach it for sure. Then that would be helpful.
Great.
And then we can see if there's other ways, other channels that, like you mentioned, to tie into Communities in Bloom and things like that. It's always good to know. So that, yeah, for sure, let me know.
Great.
And just for updating the group, when we are issuing things with communications, I can pass it on to Mona, make sure Mona's in the loop, and then she can inform the entire group so that she
Sure.
passes that information on. So once we have the TWIB add in, I'll make sure that that Mona gets that, and we can pass things on that way.
Yeah, because we've got Pollinator Week in June, right? Is it the 14th to 18th?
Mhm.
Is that right, Mona?
Yes, sorry.
So there's lots of pieces we can tag into and
Sure.
complement.
Absolutely.
Great.
Okay, well,
And-
that sounds really good then.
If anything else comes up that you need me, feel free to ask. We can, if there's something that you feel is missing, then by all means, we want to make sure that people hear about the great work.
Right.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
Thank you. If you
Appreciate
can get a
that.
bee in your cartoon, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez. Well, I guess the meeting will be adjourned, and thank you for everybody joining in, and we'll let Adriana and Jason know what was going on here, and
Transpired, yeah.
give them an update as well.
Yeah,
So-
they had some good ideas last
you.
meeting too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much
Good-
then.
Good to see
Good night.
everybody.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Wendy.
Good night.